Alright, so hi everyone, and this is Sean, and welcome back to my developers logs. So for this session, I will be continuing on the users page, um, and I would start on the filtering. So here is the current progress. So as of this session, I have already done all of the CRUD operations, and here I do have some data that I could work on. And just for the filter function, for now I will only be filtering between the data that are active, inactive, and no filter. So okay, so first what I need to do is to check the current data that we have. So as of this session, I still don't have um, the status parameter for all of our data. So that's what I'll be doing right now. So going inside the code. Okay. Uh-huh. Right. So just clearing out the clutter. And here. Alright, so before anything else, I would like to delete all of these data since they don't have the status, the user status. So the status should be here. Status and active. Okay. So that's the status active. Mm, in the authentication, it should be active. But in the users, when we create, it should be address input. It should be this here, active, inactive, and that is from this option here, current. So this should be status and status. And I think I have to change this in CSS. Current, nope, status. Okay, so no need for that. Status. Okay. Select. Okay, let's try if status select. selected status. See if we could access that the same way. So selected status. Right. Try that out. Test. Test status. Inactive. Okay, so now we do have a status. Huh. Although it's an object. Okay. So what I think it's doing is this form.elements got this instead because it's an object with an array, and inside the array is another object, and the second index are two objects. Or it took this instead. Okay, so let's try that again. Maybe I need to query it. Query the select form and select wait. Alright, let me try that again. Maybe I just need to select the value. Although this is an object without anything. Let me try. Test2. Okay, how about I look it up. Select HTML. Oh, attribute contain the data value to submit to the server. Okay, so it needs a value. Active, inactive, right? value attribute is selected, the value defaults to the text contained inside the element. You can include a selected attribute on an option element to make it selected by default when the page first loads. Okay. Where did I get no filter? I guess that's default. And what else? The value defaults to text can include a selected. No select attributes. Specify the first option. Select is represented. JavaScript by select element object. And this object has a value property which contains the value of the selected option. The select element has some unique attributes. You can use controllers such as multiple and size to specify how many options should be shown at once. Required disabled autofocus setter. You can further this option of group HR elements to create, such as visual breaks between options. This element includes global attributes. Autocomplete. Agent has to provide automated guidance to the browser. To, or indeed whether to pre-fill a form action. The attribute layer is either the keyword off or on or an ordered list of space. Okay, let me go back to that. So select element. It's an element of the collection of options. Oh. No. Okay. The value of an input select register element. Okay, so I need this change event. But here user cannot interact with the control. Associate the select with its form owner. The value of this attribute must be the ID. Okay, so it's not. Okay, give me a sec. The value of this attribute must be the ID of a form. Select. The select is associated with its ancestor form element, if any. Okay, so I don't need that because we do have a field set. This boolean attribute indicates a multiple. Okay. The attribute is used to specify the name of the control. Option with a non-empty string must be selected. So yeah, it should be required. And it should have a default of active. Autocomplete. Input select register element has no autocomplete. This autocomplete attribute of the element's owning form. The owning form is either the form nested in order to changes may require have a name and or ID, be descendants of a form element, be owned by a form. Okay, size, usage mode, selecting multiple options, styling with CSS, accessibility, okay, select with grouping options, advanced select with multiple features. Okay, so elements property. Alright, so I wanna see if I could use the elements property of the HTML document element to the elements object of the form HTML element to access the status. So to do that, HTML element how about dot elements, no? Dot controls select collection. Basically an array like this of all input selects, text areas, buttons, etc. inside the form. Okay. Alright. So, okay. So I should change the name of the status here because I think in the field set, because the field set is also being called when I use the dot elements method property. HTML form controls collection. Interface represents a collection of HTML form control elements returned by the HTML form element interfaces elements property for associated listed form controls. Okay. So, hmm. Selected status. Right. And HTML element select value. The string reflecting the value of the form control returns a value property of the first selected option element if there is one. Okay, so this should work. Hopefully. Okay. So here we we have an empty value. Okay. Alright. What if I don't do this? And I'll try just logging it. But I do have to verify it first. Yeah, it needs to be validated first. Okay. Okay. Then form save. Oops. Then I'll just try and simulate the save button. Yes. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Form. Okay. Save isn't defined. Oh. Oh wait. That's a form? Nav. Oh, okay. So that is a form. Okay. Um. Right. Oh. then form. Just do that again. Save. Um, the form controls, do they work on the buttons? Radio node list. What does it include? This interface inherits the properties of its parent. List. Okay. Oh. Oh, okay. So it also takes the field set. Alright, so that's clear. Right. So what I'll do is I'll change this name so it's not status anymore. Status. So okay, that's safe. This will be named. This will not be named. Okay, and that should work probably. Hopefully. Okay, so here we have. Oh, it's commented out. Okay, let me try that again. So test, test 4, test 4. Right, so the 4 test, status. Okay, I didn't let me try that again. Tests 50. Right, so that should work. Nice, active. Okay, so right, so that's working. Now I need to also be able to edit it. So to edit, user dot status, right? Status is equal to selected status dot value. So that should work as well. So let me test the fifth status here. Active, save. Yep, inactive. Okay, so next, also test the authentication, or just maybe add. I mean, it's the same with the creation in the user, so just gonna get that and selected status value. Okay, that should work. And now yeah, okay. Okay. Alright, so what I'm supposed to do next is now I am ready to filter them. So what I need is an event listener for this button here. Okay, so I have made a filter function. I have started that. Supposed to here. Okay, just need to get the button. So, okay, here we go. No filter. Select. That should have a name. Status. And value active. Value inactive. And no filter. Right. So I need to get the button, or how about I just use the select element event listener, which is the change event. Fires when the user selects an option. Okay, let me see the Amazon website. Um, Rice cooker. Then sort by. Okay, so sort by is ah. So it changes. I could do that. Filter by. So without a button. Mm-hmm. Okay, so no extra button needed. Right, I could do that. Then I would be deleting this button here, filter. So filter button, and could remove this here. Filter. And then I think the CSS I styled it as filter. Yep. And also I did this span filter. Don't need that. Input value. I also don't need that. Right. So that should work like so. I think this should be main select um, filter. Right. Nice. So flex end. Oh, that should not be flex end. And margin top. I don't think I need that. Okay, so I was right. Just need the height. Then now, let's see what I could do here with select. So first I want to change its name to have a default. Okay, so if no value, the value default, nope, that's not what I'm looking for. The default value size, default, the second option of which is selected by default. Alright, so selected, I could do that. selected. Gonna add that to no filter. Selected. Wait, do I need no filter? Okay. So no filter. Then okay. Right, so just gonna take a quick break. Alright, so I'm back. Okay, what was I doing? Okay, so I was checking out the options that I have with the select object element, the HTML select element. And what I could do here is I want to see if which indicates whether the user is required to select a value before submitting the form. Yeah, of course. So I think I also need to add a required property. And the model, I need required, and in the authentication I also need the no, it's not required. Just in the model. And alright, what else? I need to find a specific instance method. So add gets an item from the options collection. Named item gets an item in the options collection with the specified name. Shows the option picker. This interface inherits the event submission. Okay. Alright, so I could do I want to change the name. I want to change this name here, but it depends on the selected value. That's the selected option. Representing the set of option elements that are selected. A string reflecting the name HTML attribute containing the name of this control. Okay, so not that. A node list. Validation message. Anyways, that's not important. I'll just change the name, I guess. Filter by. I think I need some templating for that. Filter by. No, filter by should not be there. It should be here. Filter by. Okay. Filter by active. Filter by inactive. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, so what I'll do here is to query that select option filter, then document select main select. Yep, main and select. So now I am gonna add an event listener of change. Listen to these events using an event listener or by assigning an event listener to the on event name property of this interface. So it's supposed to be on change. On change, yep. So filter dot on change if I should prevent default, or do I need to prevent default? I don't think so. I think I just need to event target dot value. Okay, so I still need event if e dot target dot value equals active, then I'll just try to log it first if it's working. And else if e dot target dot value equals inactive, else no filter. Okay, that should work. Okay, nice. Right, and now to put in the functions, to complete this function, I mean, right. So what I need to do is to render, but not everything. I could use I think there is a filter method here. Filter method JavaScript. Yeah, for the array. Words dot filter. Word dot length. Okay, yeah, could do that. But before I could do that, users. Okay. But when I filter, okay, makes sense. So I am gonna pass in users here. So render table filtered users. Users dot filter user dot status dot, I don't need the value. Okay. Equals active. Oh, no, it should be the target of value. Right. I mean, I don't need this. Oh, no, yeah, I don't need that. I just need this. I still need to render table of filtered users. Yeah. So that should work. E is not defined. Okay. Wait. Huh? On change. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I get it now. So this should be E and also target value. Uh-huh. Selected index along reflecting the index of the first selected option element. Target. Okay. So since this is event target, it Oh, okay. So this could also be selected index or selected options, so representing the set of option elements that are selected. Okay. So this could be selected options. Selected options. So filter dot selected options, and there's only one, so but it's an HTML collection. Select options. Dot options. Okay. Okay. Okay, I get that. So this could just be filter dot options, then selected filter dot selected index dot value. Right, so that should work. Active, inactive. Okay. So this I just need this to work. Users. Okay, so since users is an array, user status, users. Just need to see what we have for users so we could filter it properly. Right, so users is an array indeed, and for each array we get their status. Okay, so it's giving us an error because not all, I think all users should have just one string. So let me delete these and give us a new set of user data. First count active, and then second count to inactive. Then yeah, that's it. So let's try it. Okay. let's see, console dot, I think I have something wrong here. Filtered users. This might be null. Yeah. I think I did something incorrectly here. Oh, this should be here. So it needs to change first. Okay, that should work. Inactive, active, no filter. Right, so when I select no filter, if I select no filter, then nothing should be missing. No filter. Okay, so if filter dot options, filter dot, I think I could make it shorter. Selected options, but this is a collection. Okay, I think I could do selected options, then 0, then 0. So, yep, filter dot options is equal to no filter, or no filter, then the value, then just render the table of users normally, then return. If not, then we filter using this. Okay. That should work. Active, inactive, no filter. Nice. Okay, so that's the filter function working. And do I do now? I think it's time to start with Node, implementing Node. Um, hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna implement Node. So first is gonna install Node, npm install, or no, it's supposed to be npm init. Okay. Alright, so we do have a description already. I think this is from the Git. Simple inventory management system that allows users to track items, order, shipments. Okay, so author Sean, and license. What's the license in package.json? No, it's just it's the license parameter property, and it says ISC. What's the difference of it with MIT? Oh, extremely similar. Difference. Okay. Right. Uh-huh. And common JS. Okay. So now I am gonna, what am I gonna do? Right, so first is I'm gonna start the server. So index.js, and I'm gonna start Express. So first is I need to install Express. Yeah. So now we have a node modules, and here I just get the Express here, require Express, then app. Okay. And now I want to also I'm gonna make oh, first is the port 5000, and gonna do console.log hello and listen to the port. I think that's it, right? Listen. Am I missing something? Okay. Express default function export. No, this is just export. I need express. Here we go. I need to listen path and then callback. Finds and listens for connections on the specified host and port. If port is omitted or zero, the operating system will assign arbitrary ND's port. Okay. I'll just give it a callback of say console.log listening on port oops. Okay, so that should work. npm start npm. Okay, so before I do npm start, I'm gonna do node index.js. Listening on port 5000, and when I do this, localhost 5000 says hello. Right. So this isn't working yet because we haven't passed anything here. Okay. So next I want to use nodemon pm save dev nodemon. Then I think to run it I need to use nodemon index.js. Yeah. Okay. So just to Right, so just to explain what nodemon is, every time um, we use the node keyword in the command line, we run that specific JavaScript. We run it on the using the browser with with Node, and um, we need to reload the browser every time after saving. So with nodemon, we don't need to do that anymore. Once we save the file, example in the index.js, then the browser would automatically reload. The changes would automatically be applied itself. So I'm gonna change the package.json, and I'll remove this for now, so I don't need test, and I'll put start. So that's what is needed for so when hosting, we need to run npm start, which would automatically start whatever we put inside this property here. So what I'm gonna do is put this here and do npm start, and that should work. Right. And actually, it should not be nodemon. Should be just node. I think I should have a dev here, so I could run dev and nodemon index.js. Right. Npm run dev. Okay, so that's working. npm start. Okay, so that's not nodemon, but I think this is good. Npm run dev. Okay, so here, what I want to do is open the authentication HTML. So in order to do that, if this is requested, I could send or redirect. Well, not redirect, maybe send. I think it's sent. Main auth. Yeah, I think it should be like that. So let me try this. Okay, so yeah, I only sent a string. So this should be okay. Let me check. Dot send method express. Rest dot send So to go to a page, let me just, because I kind of forgot. Oh, okay. Um, so it should be, I need to use uh, the middleware that could load in the static files first, which is in the main. Main. I don't need that, just that. And here I could pass in auth. No. Okay, let me see. So not this, but I would need that later. Here. Not rest.send. It's supposed to be something else. Rest.render? No, that's a view template. View template. Maybe it should be rest.render, right? Rest.render, then main auth. No default engine was specified, no extension was provided. Okay, yes, I do need a view template. I just want to try and open that file. Oh, I need express.router. Yeah, so I need express.router, and it's supposed to be router.get, right? Router.get. Huh. Modular mountable root handlers. A router instance is a complete middleware and routing system. For this reason, it is often referred to as a mini-app. The following example creates a router as a module, loads a middleware function in it, defines some routes, and mounts the router module on a path in the main app. Create a router file named bird.js in the app directory with the following content. Then load the router module in the app. Oh, okay. So I'll still need to export this router. find the home page root. Router.get send birds. Okay, so I think this should be HTML, right? Okay, so for the users, oh no, the authentication first. For the authentication, we need require. I need to add express here first. Express, then root router express.router and router.get request request.send send auth. I think this would just send the page. Wait, okay, let me try. And module.exports router. Right, module.exports router. Then so no router here, but I will be requiring auth. Require main auth, and then rest dot send auth, right? Oh wait, app dot use. Oh no, this is for a mini router. App dot use. No, this is different, I think. No, 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 no. No, that's not it. Oh wait. Okay. So kind of still overwhelmed here. Okay, let's see, because I made another project here, so I'm just gonna try and look for that. And okay, get home control. Yeah, so it is render. Okay, so it is render. So I should pass in render and auth. Or main auth. That should work, I think. Cons auth require. So npm run dev. Okay. So there would be a problem here. No default engine was specified, no extension was provided. Okay. Let me see. Because this is still not in a view engine, so what I need to do is a view engine and set it to main. Yep. Or main. Yep, like that. Argument handler must be a function. Oh, okay. Should be main. And then require main. I think that should be it. Oops, still crashed. Cannot find module main. Okay. Right. So it should be auth. Okay. So yeah. So now it sees auth as a view engine. How to show just HTML in Express. Render a raw HTML. Rest.send. No. Rest.send. Send file. Yeah, okay, send file. Okay. Get it? Right? So okay. Now this is supposed to be index, but for now it's auth and main. Should be send file. Path, dir name, then main There you go. So I'm not going to use these first. Cannot create property e tag on string. What's this? Huh? Cannot create property e tag. Indicates an attempt to assign a property to a primitive string value. Oh, okay, so I did something incorrectly here. Send file. Method. Path. Oh, I need path. Okay. So I'm missing something. Path. So it should be path.join. And that's it. That should work. Okay, so that worked. Now I'm sending in the HTML. Now what I want to do is to also make a router for the users. Send file path.join their name. Main users .html. Okay. Oh, there we go. And users. Nice. So now that we have that, I need to do next is so what is express.static for? Static method express. Static. Okay. Serve static. No, not that. This one. Static. Serve static content for the app from the public directory in the application directory. Mount the middleware at static to serve static content only when the request path is prefixed with static. Disable logging for static content requests by loading the logger middleware of the static middleware. Serve static files from multiple directories, but give precedence to public over the others. Okay. But it serves static files and is based on the serve static. Rec.url with the provided root directory. When a file is not found, instead of sending a 404 response, it instead calls next to move on to the next middleware. Serving static files. The function is best. The function signature is okay. The root argument specifies the root directory from which to serve the static assets. For example, use the following code to serve images. Now you can load the files that are in the public directory. Oh, okay. So I could use this to go straight to main. Then I could now load auth.html, I think. Yep. Nice. Could now load that directly. Okay. Nice. And also do that for users. Okay. Nice. So I think I'm gonna stop here. I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and kinda hungry. So just to recap, um, I've finished the filter function for users to filter the table depending on the user preference to see the status of each of the current users. And I initiated the refactoring of the program of the project to start and give way to Node to be used for the backend instead of just simulations. So now the real deal starts with the real backend that's moving inside the project. And I've also started um, the index.js, which would serve as the server for the backend. And these commands here would show these commands here um, would be the router, and it would direct us, or it would direct the user to the correct um, files uh, to be used in the front end. So um, yeah, and just to explain some things here, Express is uh, Express is a convenient way to manage HTTP requests because it has these commands and methods like its default export function export, which is express function, and it could turn into what they call the app, and it has its own methods like get, post, patch, um, and then what else? This path um, method here, or the path API to uh, allow the program to find this specific file in the server. And what else? This listen method that listens to a specific port, and then it has its own callback function, so you could write anything you want. But for this, I just wrote listening on port, and then the template literal of the variable port. Then that's it. So for the next session, I will just continue on this index.js router, and then start on refactoring these files here, the JavaScript files and also the HTML files, to EJS. Or before doing templates, I would refactor them first. So each HTML would only need um, to have one script, and to have these scripts here also refactored. So I would be using import and export. And yeah, that's it for this session. So thank you everyone for watching, and I'll